Good morning. This is Mangala Herkal from Pune, and we are going to study and record what is email marketing. First and foremost, let us go. I'll be showing you slides also. I'll be going step by step and explain to you in a very systematic manner. My name is Mangala Herkal. I'm from Pune. And this first we learn the objectives of email marketing. Let us, in short, understand what is email marketing. Email is a method of business communication. Email, commonly understood, is not another form of letter. Yes, it is a short form of a letter, but the purpose is business communication. What is communication? Communication is connecting with our customers. Why do we need to connect with our customers? Because we want to increase our business. Our purpose is to make a name. Our purpose is to make our brands available and the customers aware of our brands so that the customer gets confidence, he develops trust, and then he does business with us. So, the purpose of email marketing is to create a world whereby we let the customer know what we want and the customer responds to us. What is the tool? What is the method? The method is with the help of an email. In short, I have explained this to you. In due course of time, we'll be going into detail. I'll be showing you slides and explaining it to you with real life examples. So now, what are the objectives of our study? The objectives of our study are importance of building high quality email list. We are going to connect ourselves with our customers. So we need to make a list of emails. Now, what do we mean by high quality email? These are the objectives. This is the purpose. Why? That our email should be perfect. The address should be correct. The way we write the first, second, third sentence should be very clear, to the short, and to the point. So we choose what to write, to whom to write, and when to write. When I have these things, then it is known as high quality. The second aspect of high quality is the sender. His name should be very clear. When I say his name, could be an individual, could be a firm, could be a corporate. I can send an email, for example, from Adidas to various customers, right? So we have understood what is high quality email. Next is we'll be seeing different methods of building this list. Then we'll be seeing design effective email campaigns. What is an email campaign? Is at a particular time, a firm, a company decides to send lots of emails. This is known as email campaigns. We give priority to emails to connect ourselves with our customers. Now, but what is the meaning of effective? Is the email should be successful. The sender should be clear and it should reach the customer also. When it reaches the customer could be a present customer, the customer could be a potential customer, a person who approaches our site with curiosity or who opens the email out of interest. But later on, he develops a positive interest. So then it becomes effective because now the customer has given his permission. He's a happy customer. And from company point of view, revenue starts coming into the company when the customer approaches the company in a positive manner. Next is mobile optimization in email design. What is optimization? Maximum advantage, maximum importance which is given. It is given to whom? It is given to the mobile, not to any person. Why? So what is given more importance is the mobile. Why is mobile given importance? Because today mobile is the easiest, effective, and most recent way of connecting with each other and with the company. Everybody has a mobile. It's as simple as having, each one has a nose. So each one has a mobile. It is so simple. Nobody can do without a mobile. You must have seen those who are educated, those who are uneducated, those who are simple people like vendors or people whom you find who do little labor, simple, easy labor on the road. They also have a mobile. So to connect myself with the help of a mobile is the easiest way of business communication. Secondly, it is what we will call is a direct way of connecting ourselves with our customers. We set up email marketing optimization, and then we learn why we should think of it, because it has a lot of advantage and it has a lot of benefits too. Email metrics. What do I mean by metrics? Is how do I evaluate whether the emails sent have been successful? Parameters for judging whether the email has been successful. There are various ways of doing it. The one is the open rate. One is we study how many customers or visitors got converted, how many emails bounced, right? It's like you throw a ball, it bounces. It doesn't reach where it should reach. So similarly here, not every email which you send reaches the customer. So then we study, analyze the data, and segmenting audience. In short, I'll tell you what is segmenting. Segment is a part of the total population. For example, in this colony, there are 100 people. Total is 100. Okay, this colony where I'm staying, there are 100 people, of which how many are within the age group of 20 to 30? So this little part, this little lot is known as a segment, a part of a whole. So now my concentration is going to be on this small segment so I can focus, so I can study properly, and I can respond to their needs. Right? Now, data today is not simple data as in the past, a collection of just emails. Today, uh, what shall I say, our strategy, our data is AI driven with the help of AI driven tools, right? So now we have understood the uh, importance of all these objectives, and we are going to design various ways of doing it. Now let us go step by step. So now let us study which are the topics that we are going to study. Once I give you a good introduction, you know what is the objectives, you know the topics which I'm going to cover, so you'll be a happy student. First is we are going to learn the definition of email. What exactly do I mean by email? Next, we'll be studying the importance of building an email list. If email is important and I need to connect myself with my customers or potential customers, then I need to have a long list of emails. So how do I build this list? So we study various methods of list building. Then we study the various campaign designs. How do I design my campaign? How do I do my planning to send these emails? Next is email marketing automation. Very often you'll find that customers go to the site, visitors go to the site, visitors open the email 24 by 7. It is difficult for the employees from the company to attend to their difficulties 24 by 7. Sometimes they also want some extra information. So all this is possible if there is automation. And today technology is at our help, and it helps us in automation. So we'll see how this automation is useful and it can be helpful for emails. Next is the analysis and measurement of our success. Right. So we've understood the topics that we are going to cover. Now let us start our study. First is email marketing, which is digital marketing tool. What is the definition of an email? It is a way of sending electronic messages from one computer to another. Now, In email, let us understand what is a digital what is the meaning of digital. Digital means where internet is used. For email, and to send it, we need the internet. Now, the definition of email, it's a way of sending an electronic message. It's not physical as it was in the past. You write on paper and send the paper, which is known as a letter, but it's an electronic message. So you type it on your computer and you send it from one computer to another. Of course, when I say from one computer to another, but today there is mobile optimization also. So you can have all that information on your mobile. You can open your mobile and read that also. So it's a way of sending. Now, see, let us understand electronic message. Now, when I say a message, people misunderstand. Message is not a one-line message, please. Message here would be interpreted as any business communication. Communication to connect myself with my customers so that my customers bring in more business. Now, a company makes various strategies by which they can connect themselves with the customers, and customers also have various ways by which they connect themselves with the firm. So it's a way of sending electronic messages from one computer to another. Today we have seen the adjustment is mobile optimization. Now, it's a way of sending electronic messages. Please understand that this is a special way that where the address should be written in a proper manner. What do I mean by proper manner? If A wants to send a message to B, remember, A wants to send a message to B. A could be an individual, A could be a firm, A could be a corporate. And B is a person to whom we want to share our product or service which we are offering. Now, what happens? It's a special way. Why do we call it a special way? Because it's a direct way, right? You send it directly to the person, unlike an advertisement in a newspaper or hoarding on the road or a TV ad, where if you read it, if you pay attention, then it is yours. Otherwise, it is everybody else's or anybody else's. So now here it is a direct importance, and because it's a modern method of communication, in the past emails did not exist. It's a direct contact with the customers. Now, how do I understand it's a direct contact? Because it goes directly from one computer to another, of one computer and then transferred onto your mobile. So it's a direct contact with customers, and this helps build relationship. Now, how do I understand it builds relationship? Because when it is effective, the customer builds a lot of trust. He develops a lot of trust. Yes, this email is valid. This email is true. And when the email has a lot of value, when it has a lot of weightage, automatically the product which the company is selling will also have a lot of value. Right? So it's a direct way of connecting with our customers by 24/7. It is effective. It helps you build relationship so that there is trust. The customer is happy and he contacts and connects with us in a very confident manner. So the returns which the company gets will increase. And so I know it builds relationship. This relationship is not temporary, but it's a long-term benefit. So very often one person will recommend the product or the company to another. Think of all the youngsters who recommend products or service of a particular company to their friends. Maybe it is a product which you need, say a handbag or a t-shirt or pair of shoes or a pair of jeans. Very often, the greatest marketing tool is from one person to another by word of mouth. This is possible when relationships are built. And we can measure the success of an email also. I go on to the next slide. How to build an email list. This is part 2 of our study. We have understood what is an email. We understood that it is a digital means of communication. We have learned the importance of it. Now, our duty is to make a big email list. So how do I do it? Right? Definition. Let's learn. Let's go step by step. to make a collection of email addresses. These addresses should be correct. Very often, if you have seen that if the email address is wrong, it will not reach its destination. Try it out. Write two emails to the same person, one with the correct address and one with the wrong address. The wrong address could be spacing, which is different, punctuation, which is missed out, capital letters, which are introduced, so many ways of wrong addresses. And when you write the wrong address, it will not reach, whereas the address which is correct will reach the destination, will reach the person. So it is important that we make a collection of email addresses in a very ethical manner, correct manner, with the help of consent of the person also, right? Now, how do we do it? First is from customers itself upon making a request. This could be in a marketplace, could be at an event, could be at a mall. Just asking people, can you please share your email address with me? I'm an official marketing person from this company. So now when I make this statement, the person feels confident and maybe a few of them will share their email address. So this is the easiest way. Now this from email address from customers, you can get it online also or offline also. Online, if you link it with some pop-up methods, which we'll see afterwards, or offline also physically, if there is an event, there is a workshop, or just outside a busy road. There are so many ways of getting email from customers upon making a request. Second method is by giving them compelling incentives and discounts. For example, compelling incentives, encourage them, give them something back in return. Compelling, which is convincing, which they want. An incentive, for example, they say if you buy, if you buy two pairs of shoes, then on the third one we'll give you 40% discount. Compelling incentive, but in return, give us your email. We're giving you this. So here is an incentive. Or very often you'll find that in malls, when you go, they tell you, please give us your email. And when you give us your email, our tourism department will give you 20% discount if you go on a holiday to this place. Could be Himachal Pradesh, could be Kerala, could be just anywhere. Right? So this is possible. Another method is in compelling incentives. Sometimes they take a lot of email addresses from a lot of people, and then they have a box, and like a lottery, they pick it up and they say, oh, this is the winner, and this person will get 50% discount. So various ways of compelling incentives and discount. Discounts could be immediate. If you buy one shirt, on the second shirt, we'll give you 20% discount, 10% discount. Or discount could be at a later date. You can, for example, airways and airplanes do that. These companies do that. That if you do your booking today and then you'll get a discount if you do the booking for this place within so much time. Right? So discounts are of various type, immediate or in the future with a little time span. Right? Next is they say sign up forms on websites with pop-ups and landing pages. You go to a site out of curiosity or out of interest, and as you're reading, suddenly something pops up. And what is it? It is asking you to give your email by sharing, and they share some information, right? Or they'll tell you, on landing pages also. What are landing pages? The first page of a site which you visit is known as a landing page. Now, this should promote list across social media. Now, this is possible across all entire social media. There are so many social medias, like you have Twitter, you have Facebook, you have Instagram, right? Safari, so many of them. So this same method could be followed of pop-ups or landing pages across social media. Today, social media is such a common, easy, effective, and light method, especially for youngsters. So if we make use of what youngsters like, we'll get lots of customers and happy customers, right? Next, they tell us that it should be have quality. Small list of engaged, interested subscribers are more effective than a large list of unresponsive contacts. Now, when will you get unresponsive contacts? You'll find people pay money to XYZ company because they have a list of emails like restaurants and something, and they get it. Now, here we have collected it against the will of the customer or the person. So maybe the person is not very interested. In that case, even if I send the email, the person may not respond. But on the other hand, there are various other occasions that when the person himself shares his email. So there it is a permission which he himself has given, a voluntary act, and the small list is what we will call would be an interested subscriber who wants to be engaged. He wants to take interest. He wants his needs to be fulfilled. So let us concentrate on those people who have given us their permission and shared their email, unlike others which we have got from a third person, right? So we can focus on those who genuinely want to hear. Talk to people who are genuinely interested. They will respond. Others will just listen and forget you. Correct? Similarly is the case with email. People may just read it very casually without taking interest. Whereas if there is permission, voluntary, then they'll read it with interest because it responds to their necessity. Now, let us now study the next part of it is part 3. Remember, first was definition. Next, we learned methods of building an email. And now we are studying methods of email list building. What are the methods? This is a very, very important aspect because once our email list is perfect, the addresses are correct, we can use it as a strategy to connect ourselves with our customers, right? So what are the different ways, different methods of email list building? First one is known as lead magnets. Let us learn the definition of an email of lead magnets. It's a free item or service which is offered to a visitor in exchange for contact information. For example, what is a free item or service? We have a free trial or fitness free workout or meal plans, etc. Now, please understand that let us take the example of a free trial. As this is followed very commonly, excuse me, I have a bad throat, is, you will find that software companies will send you a software which you can try it out for 8 days, 10 days, or even a month. So it's a free trial. And in exchange for that free trial, what do we ask the person to give us? We ask the person to give us his email. Right? So free trial shows you that the product is of a good quality. The service which we are offering is of a good quality. After sales service or before that, how do we connect with our customers? We tell them we'll give you all these type of various services, but in response, please give us your email. Email which we can use in the future. Or a fitness in the domain of fitness, free workout. You can use the gym free for 10 days, for 15 days, for a month. And sometimes if you want a trainer, he's going to tell you how to use the tools, the gadgets, so as to build your arms or to become stronger. So all this fitness free workout is there. Or there are meal plans also. Sometimes they'll tell you if you use this, then you can go and have a meal at, say, McDonald's. They do that. There are contests which are held, and the winner is given a free meal in some restaurant. Of course, in exchange for that, his email is what he shares. So once he participates in the competition, then he wins, and then he's asked to share his email. So these are lead magnet, like a magnet which attracts. We attract people, we attract customers, we attract prospects, which we call. What are prospects? Prospects are people who are interested, who are future customers, but who are not our present customers. So like a magnet, we attract them, right? Okay, lead magnets. That means it's the one strongest way of getting lots of emails from customers. I'm sure we have understood what I'm explaining. Let's move on to the next one now. So the second one is optimized sign up forms. Now, here, what is in a sign up form? Any form which you fill. Remember the form which you filled when you entered college? Your name was very important. The address should was very important. And today they don't ask you for just a simple address. They also ask you for an email address because very often colleges want to connect themselves with you. So similarly here, optimized sign up forms are there. So what do we do? These forms place a sign up form on websites, on blogs, or landing pages. Now, if we make it mobile friendly and there are buttons which tell you download a free guide, yeah, sign me up. That means the person has given his permission. Free guide to how to use a particular product, how to use do it yourself type, right? Free product, free guides, or guide to book an airline ticket, guide to say a day in a vacation on some hilltop. There could be so many ways or by which you can download. There so many aspects where a free guide could be downloaded. Right? Could be, as I said, for a gadget or a vacation or a tour or how to do a booking. These small steps go a long way. And optimize sign up forms. That means there is a form which comes, which you have to fill up, and which is very often there on the website or the blogs. Blogs are things which, people where they share their experience. And when someone shares his or her experience with us, we get really interested. And when we get interested, we build that confidence. So this is the right place where we can have these forms. When I like and appreciate what someone else has done and it appeals to my taste, now I want to respond. So immediately I'm tempted to fill up the form. So having your forms on websites or blogs or landing pages is very, very relevant, right? And if we make it mobile friendly, again, as I said, everybody has a mobile, especially if majority of our customers are youngsters. They do make use of mobiles not just once a day, but several times a day. So the temptation is stronger. Let us make use of this curiosity, this temptation, this attraction, this interest which they have, and tempt them to fill our form so that we get a long list of email addresses. I move on to the next one, which is social media integration. When I link, so I have my links on in social media. We all know there are so many social media. Facebook is there, Instagram is there, Safari is there, etc., etc., etc. Now, you can also request through an email to follow our social media. So our email is the first step. We send an email and tell them, listen, go to social media and see what is if there is anything of interest to you and respond to that. So with that, I can get an email address, right? Request through email to follow social media. And this creates brand awareness. New products come into the market in this manner through social media. See all the new mobiles, the motorcycles, or the new types of shoes which come into the market, especially when these products respond to the necessities of youngsters. They are all marketed through the social media. Let us understand that marketing does not mean selling. Yes, it means selling, but there is a deeper meaning. Marketing is not just selling, but it is also promoting the product. Promoting the product means bringing the product to the customers, near to the customer in various ways by, talking about the features, talking about the positivity, the advantages, or how to use it. Right? So marketing is, of course, selling it with the help of promotion, and thirdly, making it easily available to the customer. So logistics is also there. So making a person brand awareness, creating brand awareness that what you are buying is a qualitative product, right? So creating brand awareness. So place clickable icons like graphic symbols for objects or ideas. It is important because here, once it is on social media, don't forget that it can go viral. When it goes viral, by seeing the number of people who have responded, some more people respond. It is like that. So we request through email to follow the social media. It is important as it gets viral. Remember this, once it goes viral, it's a game changer. More and more people start responding to us. Now, with this, we can create brand awareness. You must have seen Adidas shoes or new mobiles which come into the market. All of them are marketed with the help of the social media, right? It's a very popular, easy, and effective way. Next is events, webinars, conferences, and workshops. Events could be cultural events could be sports events could also be small events which take place in colleges, right? Competitions and all. So a lot of people come together, and this at these places we can just request them to share their email. This is a very easy, effective way. Also, at webinars and conferences, it's very useful because now at conferences, you'll have people who are educated and who are more or less more willing to share their email. So at conferences, you'll find where people come together, where webinars people come together, at events people come together. Think of big events like cricket matches or football matches in our country. Or there are workshops, small workshops, right? Which teach you how to use something, how to develop a certain skill, or how to, get training in a particular domain. Could be, so many ways. Like, for example, youngsters, how to write an email. You can have a workshop on that itself, or how to develop your communication skills, or you can think of how to better use the mobile. So many workshops are held. Workshops could be, small ways of teaching you how to operate your mobile in a better manner, how to optimize its features. So there are lots of workshops held in various domains, science domains, arts domains, commerce domains. And at these where there are lots of people, you can collect your email online or offline. It helps drive direct sales because now with the help of these emails, I can connect myself directly to the customer. So these methods, which are easy methods, but we need to take a lot of trouble, we get a collection of emails. And the list should be long because we are going to send out in our campaigns. We are not going to send out a few emails. We are going to send out hundreds and thousands of emails, right? So now I move on to the next slide. Double opt-ins. This is another method of collecting emails. Double opt-in. Double means two. Opt-in. We opt in and opt out. We voluntarily say yes or we voluntarily say no. Opt-in is yes. So it's a two-step process where the user provides email address, where the user gives his emails, and then the company sends him a link. Understand the process? The first step is the person shares his email. The company shares the link. He clicks on the confirmation link in follow-up email, right? First step is He gives his email, he provides email, and then the company gives him a link. Then he clicks on the link, and very often in the link, they would say, yes, I consent, I give my permission to use the email, etc., etc. So it's a permission which is given. You click on the confirmation, and okay, so we can do that. And then we can, this is useful because there is better engagement. Explicit consent is there. He has said, yes, I want to do it. Better engagement. Now they have engaged themselves. They have voluntarily opted for it. And in this case, we'll get less bounced emails. The emails which will not bounce back, they will reach the person or the company or whatever it is. Very often you'll find for youngsters, you'll have, this is a future service. For example, you say, if you give your email, maybe you'll get a free scooter repair or scooter checkup or motorcycle checkup. These type of freebies which are offered helps us understand that the emails which are shared are less bounced. I move on to the next one, which is this. Now is the fourth part. Remember, we have done three parts. What was the first part? We learned definition of what is an email. Next is we learned various methods, how to build an email list. Next, third was methods of building email list. And now campaign design. What is a campaign? Campaign is where we are going to send out lots and lots of emails. So on these campaign designs, we design a campaign. What is a design? We plan out a campaign. We plan out how many emails we are going to send them, when we are going to send them, and they are always in big numbers. So now we'll be studying certain methods and certain good methods to help us take part in these campaigns. Our campaigns are restricted to emails only. Now, there are various aspects of marketing, but we are restricting ourselves to campaign design. What is the definition? It's a process of planning, creating, and executing a marketing initiative to identify target audiences. We'll be studying each of these words. Now, what is a campaign design? We understood what is a campaign. It's a process of planning. We are going to plan out whom we are going to send it, how many we are going to send these emails. Are we going to restrict ourselves to a particular geographical area? Are we going to restrict ourselves to a particular age group? Which is our target audience? So how are we going to execute all that, right? Based on our target audience. Who is a target audience? Are those people whom we want to contact with the help of an email. Let me share an example, and campaign design would be very easy for you to understand. If the product I am selling is a pair of jeans, right? Now, my target audience is college going students. So now I'm going to make a plan and execute the plan, right? I have their email addresses. I plan to send out 1,000 emails to youngsters from colleges, and these are my target audience. Now, I need to understand my target audience because now I need to study their methods of interest. What are the various things which they like or aspects which they like in, say, a pair of jeans? Maybe I need to study them, but maybe they like blue color jeans. They like jeans which have a particular cut to it, right? So when I study all that, then I have decided that this is my product which I'm going to sell to my target audience. Who is my target audience? College going students, say for example, between the age of 18 to 24, roughly we are talking. Okay. Now, how much money are they going to spend? What is the price tag that they like? Right? Who takes these decisions? When I study the customer behavior, I understand my target audience better. And then I plan out my product with the help of an email so that the message which I'm giving is very clear. The time at which I send these messages is also very clear, before college starts, or during the vacation, or after an exam. So now I'm planning in a proper manner, right? I've spoken, and in that, my message is clear, engaging content. That means I speak of the product. It is the color which youngsters like, which blue, the shade of blue which you like. So I can clarify all that. Maybe I could give them a discount that if you buy it from this day to this day, we will give you 10% discount. Come with your iCard. So now I'm tempting my target audience. I'm planning, I'm creating a message. My message is clear. The contents are engaging. Contents are the type which they like. And then I execute it, means I send out these emails. So now let us understand that the process of planning, creating, executing a marketing initiative. Marketing is to sell a product, to promote it, and to see that the product is also available. So it has selling, promotion, and logistics. All of it I clarify in my email. My message is very clear. It has engaging content and now measurable objectives. 80% of the email should offer value. I'm writing out an email. 80% of that will offer value about the news, the resources, the features. This is very useful. And 20% of the email I use to promote products or services. This is known as the Pareto rule, that if your input is correct 20%, it will show you 80% result. I repeat that if 20% input is correct, then it will show me how much result? 80% result. Similarly is the case in your studies also. If you plan your studies, that means your resources, your time, your energy is 20% in a very studied and proper manner. It will show you 80% result. Right? So what is here where we have learned that clear message, keywords are important, segmentation. We did see what is segmentation. I am not contacting the entire society. I'm not contacting all age group youngsters. I'm only contacting those between the age of 18 to 24. So my target audience, this is my segmentation, that I do not take take the entire society, but a small part of it, a segment, a part of it, right? So 20% promote products and services, and 80% are results are shown from 20% of action. For example, now let us study one clear message which youngsters like. Think of McDonald's. I'm loving it. Already they're telling you in advance, I'm loving it. So now you need to add your name to it, right? Yeah. Or you'll find the advertisement of Coke. How do they do it? Share it with a Coke. A small happy moment. How do you share it? You share it with a Coke. So the message is very clear. It is engaging. It is convincing. I'm sharing this tip which will engage the listener, the reader. So my keywords which I use are very relevant. To whom am I addressing? To a particular group which is known as a segment, a part of a big group, right? So next is I can focus on high impact customers. Sometimes you'll find customers are very, very rich. So 20% of customers are going to give me 80% of revenue. This is again the Pareto rule, that 20% input will give you 80% output. So these 20% of customers who are super, super rich or super, super interested and are bound to respond to what I say, if I concentrate on them, I respond to their necessities, I give them what they want, I send a reminder email. All this will be very useful, right? So the revenue which I will get back will be 80%. I move on to the next one. Now, we did see that what are the elements of email campaigning? What are the aspects which we must study in an email campaign? The sender name should be clear. The proper heading, example, from iPhone XXX as opposed to Ramesh from ICICI Bank. Did you see that when the sender is clear, if I just get an email and the sender is not clear from iPhone XYZ, would I feel like responding? No. But if I know, for example, which is given here, Ramesh, Mr. Ramesh, from where? From ICICI Bank, he's contacting me. ICICI Bank is a big bank, and I know a person seems to be an employee who's responsible or a manager who's taking up the project. So when he writes to me with an email, I would be tempted. So the sender's name should be very clear who is sending the message. Because nowadays there are lots of people who send wrong emails. There are scams linked to it. There are, so many unethical aspects. All that is cleared when the sender's name is clear. The sender could be an individual, the sender could be a company, sender could be a firm, right? From Bata, this. Please redeem your points which are there. You have bought some product in the past and now they are reminding you there is a sale. So please redeem your product, your points. So here, when my sender's name is clear, it helps me, right? With a proper heading from iPhone. No. It should be Ramesh IC. Preview text, quick survey. First, 40 to 180, 50 characters are relevant. When I send an email, please understand the first 1, 2, 3 lines are very relevant. I want to go for, some restaurant is trying to do marketing. You can see in the picture. If I have this picture and then I say, oh, delicious meals, tasty meals, extraordinary taste. When I use these type of words, the reader feels like reading the successive text, the successive lines. So preview text, a quick review. See, when you buy a book, how do you do it? You see the first page, you see the last page, you see the inside cover. You try to read a little bit, and when that is of interest, then you turn a few pages of the book and try to read a page or two. So preview text is a quick survey. First, so many characters, like 40 to 150 characters, are very, very relevant. Quick survey. Right? So I've understood. Why do I need to do that? So I'd make it attractive with the help of the text or with the help of pictures or with colors. If I'm selling books, then I can say these are books related to these topics or topics which interest you, right? So I can make it very attractive with the help of pictures, colors, and text. Three things are needed: preview text, pictures, and colors, right? We've seen when you make it a little colorful. Now, this color should not be too bright because it is blocking the view. Our idea is to tempt the person to read the text, where we are going to share features, where we are going to share appealing sentences, right? Now, next aspect is personalization. Address by name and content, by content and interest. See, we are all love to listen to our own names. In the past, when I used to get emails, they used to just share, this is the feature of new mobile which has come into the market. But today they have changed. They make it more personal. They tell me, Mangala, madam, buy email 15, 16, 17, whatever it is. Okay. So I feel nice. They are addressing me. It's like when I go personally, physically to a shop and the person is talking to me, I get that feeling. Of course, when I go to a shop, the person may not know my name apart. So this personal touch is what all of us like, and marketing makes use of this. So they address by name and we share our content by interest. Youngsters want different types of products. So I share and connect myself with the help of email to these people. If the company is selling sticks, walking sticks, or doctor shoes, maybe it is to a different segment, which is a little senior and which is not comfortable walking. So they need a stick or they need doctor shoes made by Batas, right? But if youngsters I'm speaking of, then they want, different types of mobiles, they want different types of jeans. So my content, my message, the text which I send is based on the interest of the target audience and it changes accordingly. I move on to the next slide. 1 minute, please. Yeah, campaign design continued. CTA call to action on those pages, on the social media, on landing pages where I'm sharing information. I can have little buttons. We must have you must have seen most of the youngsters, they buy products from Flipkart, Amazon. As you are admiring the product or trying to browse through the product, suddenly you find a button which is there, which says shop now. It tempts you. Accept the product. Shop just now. This is calling you to action. Don't just browse and spend your time. Do something positive from company point of view would be you're converting yourself from a curious person now to someone who is interested. Okay, so we are calling you to action. Shop now. And Amazon has wonderful ways. They'll tell you that if you buy within the next 40 minutes, you'll get 10% discount. If you buy within the next 5 minutes, we'll give you 20% discount. So these buttons will not just tell you shop now, but they'll have tempting aspects. Shop within this much time, we give you more discount. Remember, India is a very price conscious society. And companies and marketing people know how to make use of it. So they have these type of buttons. They'll not just tell you shop, they'll use the word shop now. Next, they'll tell you if you buy within so much time, you'll get this much discount. But if you buy in a shorter time, we'll give you more discount. Yeah, less time, more discount. You buy after a longer time, we give you less discount. So shopping now, then they'll tell you download a guide. This is very common. See the picture, for example. When you see this picture with a little house or which is situated on the edge of the water, maybe you'll start thinking of vacation. So tourism department, the tourism section, tourism company will tell you download the guide and you'll get more information as to the booking. If you book it on weekdays, if you book it on weekends, oh, the prices are different. If you want a vacation on a mountaintop or on a seaside or on the lake shore, again, the prices are different. Accordingly, you click onto that button and respond. So downloading guide is not just restricted to vacation. It could be to booking your flight. It could be also to how to use a particular product. I'm sure your mother who buys some gadgets in the kitchen, she must have seen these videos which are there. Download guide how to use a particular product. Very often, these guides don't just give you information, but they tell you how to do it. When they tell you how to do it, how to operate a mobile, how to use a mixer in a better manner, the temptation is stronger because now you are not just buying the product, but you also know how to use it. When they tell you all these things in the guide, the buttons of call to action are very, very relevant. Okay. The next aspect is when they tell you chat now. Now, when I go to a site, when a person out of curiosity goes to a site, he's a little curious. For example, if you book a flight on this particular day, on a special holiday, say for example, a national holiday, is there any extra discount? I'm curious. I do not know. So there is a buddy which comes and which says, of course, it's automated, it's technical, and it says, can I answer your questions? Can we chat now? Can we understand each other? We are here to solve your difficulties. Chat now. Okay? So this is important. I can get more features, for example, or more information. If I go to a site where there is, for example, information about educational institutes, there is a course which is a year-long course. But I want to know, is there a 6 months course? So I ask a question and they reply. So there is chatting. When you chat with your friend and immediately you get the reply. The same thing happens here. You ask a question and immediately you get a reply. You ask a doubt and the doubt is clarified. Okay, so chatting is like, one to one. And when I get an information or it responds to my doubts immediately, then I'm fully satisfied. Now, the visitor is not just a visitor or a person who's just curious. He's tempted to share some information, tempted to buy a product, tempted to sign on sign in some form, right? So this way, I think is are various ways of not just asking the visitor to respond, but these buttons create a certain deep-rooted engagement and create a certain relationship between the firm, the company, and the customer. So you can have free pass for events or rewards. Imagine, imagine that there is a competition and you can get a free pass as an audience or free pass for events. Sometimes there are competitions and they tell you there is a cultural event, there is a sports event, right? So when you do that call to action, maybe you will get that, right? So free pass for events, and sometimes you get a reward also. Reward could be cash discount, reward could be an object which you get, reward could be just anything. Like for example, when I bought a fridge, and the fridge was bought within that much time. Call to action. It was an online fridge which I had bought. I got a reward of a small lemon set. Right? So sometimes these buttons tell you that if you do this immediately, there is a reward which is awaiting you. Various ways of tempting people. Next is responsive and mobile friendly design. Single column layout. A mobile that has a small screen, so my choice of words, the keywords, what we call keywords, important words. Another word is relevant words, important words. Our keywords, they should be, one below the other in a single column layout. We know a column in a newspaper, how it is. So that way it should be the layout, it should be written in a single column. Why? Because it makes quick reading. And I read only what is relevant. I read what is important, and that's it. And if there I want to put in some images, then the images should be compressed. Like this image which I put in here, the image was very big, but I compressed it to make it small. Why? Is the picture more important or the text more important? The text is more important. The picture is like a support. It convinces the onlooker, the reader, right? So the image should be compressed, large CTA, easily visible and easy to tap. Right? We know call to action, there should be the button. Button should not be in some corner which is not easily visible. If it is near the text or just below the text, you're tempted to do it. So if it's something which is easily visible and easy to tap, it should not be so small that when I click on it, sometimes the clicking is not relevant, not clear. No, no such thing. Let us work in a very clear, easy manner. Now, Next thing is goals. What are my goals? What am I studying? I'm repeating again. Elements of clear email campaign. First, sender's name should be clear. The text should be clear. Personal content, personalization means connecting with the help of a personal name. Then CTA buttons, mobile friendly. And now my goals should be clear. Why am I sending out this email? Am I sending it out just to increase my sales? I just want money. There are companies which come up with campaigns and they make a quick money in a very short time. So these sales could be, short-term gains or long-term gains. If I think of short-term gains, then generally it is revenue and money which the company wants. So they have little exhibitions. They contact you with the help of email telling you that there is an exhibition. Go there, you'll get this discount or that discount. Or sometimes it could be online buying also. So increase sales immediately. This is what Amazon does, Flipkart does, and so may Big Basket does before festivals, or white goods are sold before festivals. Immediately they want to make money, quick money, short-term money. So this is increasing sales immediately. Of course, increasing sales in the long run is based on relationship, on trust. If a company builds trust, then the sales will increase over a period of time. This happens very well and is relevant for uh, products which have a strong brand. Could be buying a house, could be buying FMCG products. You know what are FMCG products? Fast moving consumer goods like shoes or haversacks or hats or caps or mobiles, right? Or some other goods which youngsters like, right? So they're fast moving. So you can make money increasing. So my goal should be very clear. Why am I sending out these emails? Because the next section we are going to see is how am I going to check it? And when I check it, I understand, has the email campaign been effective or not? Next is building brand awareness. I just want to make them aware that this product is of a good quality. Correct? Now, this is what Coca-Cola does. Even at big events like Olympics, you'll only have one product, one drink, which they call as the official Olympic drink. So Coca-Cola wants to build brand awareness. And as a sample, they'll sell it in relatively small bottles. They don't sell 1 liter bottles, right? Main thing is to create this new taste, to make you aware that the brand is of a good quality. So automatically future sales are taken care of. The customer will come back. The customer would be tempted to buy the product again, right? Now, you'll find that in the case of shoes or Adidas shoes, Bata shoes, Nike shoes, so many of them. Brand awareness, make people aware that this is a good brand. Nike shoes did that in China. They offered, initially, Nike was not selling over there. So, to make people aware that this is a good brand for walking, for running, how did they market these sports shoes? They gave free pairs to all sports people. They could be from the domain of athletes, gymnastics, even swimming. Though they don't, use those shoes as often, yet they were given, or badminton players, all participants were given free. And the general public saw, oh my God, they are all wearing Nike shoes. So they seem to be comfortable. They, these participants are perfect, good quality participants, sports people. So if they can use it and be successful, why not I? They can use it, so why not I? So this way of creating brand awareness that our brand is of a good quality is what email marketing can do. Next is re-engage inactive customers. See, sometimes customers have approached our site, have come to our site, they have seen it, they have maybe bought a particular product also, they have put it in the cart, but then afterwards they did not bother. Or they came to the site but did not come back. They showed a little curiosity but not interest. Inactive customers are those who were curious at one point of time, but their interest was not long lasting. So they just let it go. So re-engage them, the inactive customers. How could I do that? I could tell them that now we are offering 5% more discount. So come back, develop an interest, do what you were supposed to do. We are responding to your necessities. So we re-engage this inactive customers. We make them, so to say, from inactive to active. And that's how it is possible with the help of an email. Remember, if there are lots of research which is done throughout the world, and it has been shown that email marketing is one of the most effective marketing campaigns. Marketing, right? So email is one of the most effective, and if emails are used properly, sent at the right time to the right person, target audience is well studied, and then emails are sent, then maybe sales would increase 65%. 65% is a big number. So let us make most of it. I go on to the next slide. Email marketing automation. I hope it's clear. What have we studied? We studied definition of email. Then we learned building email list. We learned methods of building email list. Then we learned campaign design. And now we are learning the fourth part, which is email marketing automation. What is automation? Means by itself it works. It is not manual, right? I operate something with my hand. It is manual with the help of hand. Automation is by itself something happens, right? For example, simple example I'm giving you, of course, not linked to email, is you go to a person's house, you ring the bell with your hand. It is manual. But on the other hand, when you go to a mall, doors open as you approach it because there are sensors. So it is automation. Now here we are talking of email marketing automation. How can an email be automatically sent with the help of technology? We can send emails to the right people and the right time. To right people would be the study made by the target audience, based on the target audience, and at the right time is depends on the product and depends on the amount of discount and depends on what I want to sell. So technology which is used so to send emails to the right people at the right time, this can be automated. This may not be manual, and that's what it is. How does it work? First, let us study the first method. There are triggers and workflows. We trigger out. When A takes place, B happens. First user action. A person approaches a certain site out of curiosity. Then he likes something. He makes a purchase. He signs up a form. He shares his email. And then he shares his address, name, etc., and then he fills the cart. And then there is an automated email which is triggered. We thank you for making the purchase. Sometimes automated email is at the very first stage. When the person opens the site or goes to the site, immediately, welcome to our site. So automatically it has been triggered. 1 minute, let me drink some water. Now you'll find when there is action A, then there is action B. The person approached the site out of curiosity, out of vague small interest. He made a purchase. He signed up. He filled his card, and automatically there's an email. We are happy to have you on our site. We are happy you have made this purchase. Now, something has been triggered. So if there is A, there is B. If something is there, then automatically B takes place. Next, drip campaigns. These drip campaigns, what is the meaning of drip? Drop by drop. It keeps on dripping. Remember, if a roof is leaking, it the water is dropping, is falling drop by drop. Similarly, emails which are automated are sent after a small time gap, right? Now, these messages in terms of drip campaigns are automated, pre-written messages because it's automated. So the messages are also written in advance. For example, welcome to our site. After 10 minutes, they find that the person is not browsing or not changing the site or the product or whatever it is. So suddenly another email comes and they tells you, do you want any assistance? So these are time based. If a lot of study is made with the help of how the eyeballs move, then I think this research will have positive results. So on the international level, lots of research is done. How often does a person open the site? After how much time after sending the email did he open the site? How much time did he spend on that particular page or the landing page? After how much time did he respond to the email? So these type of studies are made, and based on this, with the help of technology, emails are time based, right? So one email and then based on predetermined schedule, right? So normally you'll find, I'll go on to the next slide, it helps me. It normally between 4 to 7 emails are spaced out over a period of 1 week, by sending you the first email, giving you basic information, second time giving you more features, third one could be a reminder. About 4 to 7 emails are spread out over a week. For example, you'll have welcome services. So there are types of drip campaigns. Welcome services, 3 to 5 emails over 7 or 10 days, right? Welcome to our site. We are happy to have you here. These small things. And they introduce a brand. The brand could be a product, it could be a service, right? Or you'll find a lot of them. For example, you want to take admission, but there are people who do not know how to fill the form. So there are agencies which do it and which have established a good name. So when they have established a good name, they do it on time with say the price which is not much. Even services can have brands. It's not just products which have brands, but when we speak of a brand, commonly we understand that it is a product. And over here, lots of discounts are also offered, right? Welcome services. Now, discounts which are offered, and then we come to abandoned cart. You'll find this is very, very common. If you open the Amazon, Flipkart, Big Basket, all these sites which are very much sought after by youngsters, they open a site, they see lots of product, then they are suddenly reminded about another product. For example, they open a site where they are seeing clothes. They are reminded about mobile. So they shift and go to mobiles. And maybe before that, they have bought a particular type of jeans. So now the jeans are in the cart, so to say. But they go to mobile and they forget this. And then maybe someone calls them or it is time to go out. So they close they close the computer and the cart is, so to say, abandoned because the purchase has not been complete. We made a choice of a product, but we have not filled up a form which is giving us the address, nor have we made the payment. No, so in that case, we will say that the purchase has not been finalized. And once it is not been finalized, it would be known as a cart which has been abandoned, just forgotten. So we can send an email after some time and tell them, or remind them that the cart has been abandoned. Are you still interested? Would you like to buy it? If you buy it within the next 48 hours or next 5 hours or next, I don't know, a few, this much time, we'll give you additional 5% discount. Sometimes they give discounts, sometimes they just encourage you to finish the purchase. Remember, but at these abandoned carts, when you are finalizing your purchase, they'll pop up with some more products, related products, or they'll tell you products which you have recently seen. Now, why do they do that? Because with the help of email, they're trying to tempt you to buy more products. So abandoned cart is one of the ways of getting back to the customer, of reminding him, but also tempting him to buy related products. So now the email is very effective. People just don't finish the purchase, but they also buy related products. And then you'll have another email telling you that there have been new products, modified products. So buy again. So you go back because you are now an inactive customer. They want to make you more active, right? This is also there. Or onboard sequence where step-by-step help for new users. Sign in, example, post-purchase follow-up or thank you or shipping. This is very, very common. Now, sometimes you are given a product which they say try it and then pay for it. Or they'll tell you, thank you for approaching our site. Thank you for buying our product. Or they'll tell you now it has been shipped. That means it's on the way. And once they tell you it is on the way, you're tempted to go back to that site after so much time, maybe once in the morning, once in the evening, once the next day. Oh, it's on the way. And it brings a smile to your face. So the onboard sequence is step by step telling you how to use a product to when it's a new user. For example, new features of a mobile or new features of something which you like, some product which you like. They teach you how to use it, right? So these are step by step guides. Post-purchase follow-up, thank you, shipping, or related products and discounts which are offered. I think we've spoken of that. First, product is free, or it is free, a discount to says 50%. The second one will have little more discount. They give you these type of things to tempt you. So onboard sequence, step by step, right? They thank you, then they tell you it has been shipped, then they'll tell you about related products. So it is triggered by customer actions where a customer has signed up, right? Okay, then we move on to the next one. Lead nurturing, where we educate to build trust. We don't just sell our products, we educate them as to how to use the product. And in this way, we give them more confidence. We build a relationship which is based on trust. Lead nurturing. To nurture means to give them, to take care of them, to bring them up to the level where they use the product in a proper manner. So we build this trust. For example, new shoes which have come into the market, like I think right now, for example, let me share with you a concrete I think Skechers has come up with slip-ons or slip-ins, whatever you call them. You don't have the traditional way of tying lace, but you have to just put in your front foot and then it's very, very comfortable. So we educate our customers saying that here is a new product which is more useful, more convenient, and more likable. So come to us with confidence and buy the product. We educate them. Second method is by sharing stories. We tell them an example of someone else who had difficulty in walking, but now using shoes, he's more comfortable. And now the person goes for a walk daily in the morning and in the evening. When I share these type of stories, The listener feels, if he can do it, why not I? So stories are shared, small in a few lines. Because in an email now, how much can you do that? Right? So in a few sentences, a short story which is summarized, but which is to the point, which is relevant, which responds to my necessities, which tempts me, which attracts me. These type of stories are there. Stories could be of people from the same region, from the same age group, people who have used the product. So stories are the greatest way by which, people's interest is retained and it can move forward. So stories are very appealing ways, convincing ways of doing marketing, right? Okay. Event promotion or webinars, announcement, reminders, and recording sent after an event. See, you announce an event with the help of an email. For example, now at the Olympics, so many announcements are made. Think of KBC, which is going on. Amitabh Bachchan is the brand ambassador out there, right? On TV, you have it. So maybe suppose the the channel or the company who's organizing that event, if they send you an email and tell you, oh, you can make use of these apps which are there, Beam apps, and once you use the Beam app, for example, you can be a part of that event. So they make an announcement. They're announcing to you with the help of an email. So the event gets a certain promotion, certain importance, right? Announcing it. Or there are reminders. Do you want to attend this sports event? Do you want to buy the ticket today? So they tell you, give you these reminders. Reminders could also be where products, in a certain product, you have shown interest but not bought it. Right? You're interested in a particular event. Like, for example, there is a cultural event. The event, they remind you about that event with the help of an email. Right? Music related, singing, or I don't know what else. So many reminders you can get of so many events, sports event, cultural event, so many of them. But sometimes it may happen you have shown a lot of curiosity. The curiosity has been consistent and it shows that you're genuinely interested. But at last moment there is some difficulty whereby you could not attend. So you tell them, I'm so sorry, I can't come for that event. When you inform them, then what happens? A action triggers B action, and out of goodness, they may send you a recording of that after the event. And this they'll inform you with the help of an email, and you feel so happy. Oh, I could not attend, but at least I have the recording. I can listen to it. I can be a part of it. I can be a part of that happiness and enjoyment. So emails can really create the magic. Emails can connect with our customers. Emails can be a good marketing tool, right? Now, how do you set up a drip campaign? You choose your trigger. What action as soon as the person goes to the site, or when he has signed up, or when he is on the landing page for 10 minutes, then what? So we decide our trigger, at what action we are going to take, what date we are going to take, what time are we going to take it. Sometimes it is on a particular date. What do I mean by date? Say 4 days before the sports event, 3 days before the sports event. That is concentrating on a particular date. But it could be a particular time also. If as soon as I go to a site and the action is there, there is a drip campaign, in the sense there is an email which is informing me about all that, then I choose my trigger in terms of action, in terms of time, or in terms of specific date, right? I identify my audience. I think we've spoken a lot and in great detail how customer behavior and study of the audience can help me be a successful email campaigner, right? So I study the segment, I study my audience, I study how do they make a purchase, I study whether they make a decision or their friends make a decision. I study how much money they spend, they're ready to spend. So the audience could be studied that way. Audience could also be studied in another manner where I could restrict myself to a geographical location also. Right? Today I'm concentrating on, say, youngsters from Kerala. Tomorrow I'm concentrating on youngsters from, say, Hyderabad. Geographical location also could be there. Sorry, the next one, I go to the next slide, which is personalized automation. We've spoken a lot about automation, but let us see. Definition. Emails based on predefined customer behavior. I think I just spoke about personalized emails based on predefined customer behavior. This can trigger an email. Youngsters spend, say, yes, I'm interested in dark blue jeans. This customer behavior, suddenly then I get more information on that. And how do I get it? It is based on AI, which helps with content. It gives me more information about the product which I want, or the timing, or the subject lines, right? We have seen the text should be very, very relevant. So the step one is visitor visits the website. For example, there are sign up for newsletter. I want more information about the latest product or how to use it, when this discount is valid, for how much time. News about the product or service would be very, very relevant. Are we better than our competitors? All these things, will be shared with the customer with the help of the news. And then contact details are added to the database. When this person shares his information is shared with the main data which is there, which we have a collection of emails, it is shared there. And it is added to relevant audience. If I'm already making a segment based on age, based on geographical location, based on profession, segments could be, based on so many parameters, could be age, could be their spending habits, could be, could be, how much time they buy it, how much do they spend on it. So many ways of making segmentation. Right? So the visitor visits the website, there's an action, he signs up for newsletter, and then there are contact details which are added to database, added to relevant audience, segmentation based on action, location, and interest. On the action which they take, I explained. On location, you'll find sometimes email campaigns are restricted to a particular area, could be an entire city, could be a part of a city, or could be a geographical small area, right? Depends on so many parameters based on which they decide their email campaign. So it could be based on action, it could be based on location, it could be based on interest. Who is interested in light blue color jeans? Who is interested in buying houses? Who is interested in buying, for example, a house with 4 balconies, a house with 5 bedrooms? Interests can change from person to person. So segmentation can be based on action, on location, and interest. And the greatest advantage of segmentation is that in a marketing campaign, it helps me focus on these few interested target customers. My interest is aroused because they have made a voluntary, what shall I say, consent to give their emails. And based on all that, segmentation has been done, where I now understand their interest, and segmentation is done based on that. So it's added to the relevant audience, and segmentation is based on action, location, and interest. Automated email sent to new contacts. I think I know that. Move on to the next slide. What are the advantages of automation? It saves a lot of time. The employee does not have to keep responding to every customer. One customer may keep on asking you 10 questions. And then how do I attend the other customers? Okay, so it does save a lot of time when it is automated. It reduces mental load for the customer. He does not have to take and take interest in every need, every customer. It reduces a lot of mental load, and then it triggers an action. If X happens, then Y happens. If A takes place, then B. That we have seen how trigger actions are triggered. It's automated, and it helps in repetitive tasks. If people keep on asking the same question, then I think it is easier for the technology to take over and respond rather than the a physical person who keeps on repeating the same answers again and again. Helps in repetitive tasks, helps concentrate on the business. What would be my next strategy to bring in more revenue? What would be my next strategy to connect myself with another segment, another target audience, another location? How do I give in better ways of connecting with my customers? Which discounts would appeal to these customers? All these aspects of study of business. Advantages in the short term, advantages in the long term, creating brand awareness, creating strategies to bring in more revenue. All these are aspects of business, and I'm able to concentrate on all these if my email is if my email is automated. And there are more conversion rates because now all questions have been answered, all doubts are cleared, and now the customer is more convinced, and so he can do that. So there are more conversion rates. People don't come to a site just out of interest, but they really end up by buying. So that is converting a curiosity based customer, a curiosity based visitor to a person who's actually buying. That is conversion. Next is helps in finance management, temperature management, automation helps you that bill payments, household codes, email signature. Finance management, for example, some people have take up on, say, they want to invest money and they have given instructions where they say every month, deposit so much money from this account to that account. This you'll find, for example, when people open up or people start mutual funds, or they have other schemes where, every month you're putting in some money. So finance management can be dealt with easily in this manner. Temperature management, yes, temperature of a room. You must have seen in big halls. The temperature, if you see the machine, it remains constant because it is now automated. It doesn't increase, it doesn't decrease. So temperature management can be taken care of if there is automation, right? Even nowadays, you'll find fridges have temperature management. It's automated, right? Yeah. Or bill payments, when you get electricity bill or your taxes or mobiles, where payment of these bills is on a monthly basis. Automation helps because it helps you concentrate on something else which is more relevant, more important. So standing instructions are there given to banks or where your account is there, and automatic bill payments are made, or household codes also. At this time, for example, nowadays, a lot of houses have automatic, these vacuum cleaners, which are robots. So at a particular time, it just leaves and moves in the house, cleans it and goes back. So household codes are there. Email signature also is automated. Very often when you write a letter, automatically your signature comes. So this is not too difficult. The last part which we are going to study now is analysis. Sorry, I think this is number 5. No, it's 4. 5 it is, not 4. It should be 5. I'll just correct it. Yeah. Analytics and measurement, which is success of the email. We have been planning how to make a big list. We have seen that our emails are relevant. We have seen campaigns. We have seen various aspects of drip campaigns, we have seen triggers, we have seen lead magnets, so many ways of connecting with our customers. The last aspect, we are going to measure our success of our emails. Have our emails first and foremost reached our destination? Has it been opened? Has the person responded to what we said? How do we say it with the help of buttons? Buy now. Have you paid the bill? Have the carts, if there are carts which have been filled but purchase is not complete, has all that been done? All these aspects are taken care of. So, analytics is analysis and measurement is judgment based on whether the emails have been successful. So how do we track it? We track it by saying how many people really got interested, engaged, deliverability. Did our emails really reach the person and reach on time? And how many got converted? So there are various methods. One is open rate, percentage of recipients who opened the email. Let me give you a simple example. We sent out 500 emails. How many did we send out? 500 to recipients with proper address. But how many really opened the email? Maybe 200, maybe. So open rate can be calculated, right? It is how it is based on what number of recipients who really opened it. And what is it that tempts people to open it? The first line, the first picture. So compelling subject. Is it a subject? If I'm not interested in buying a house or houses, and you send me emails, is it a compelling subject? No. But if I'm buying a particular toothpaste because my teeth are not very comfortable with, say, XYZ toothpaste, so I have my teeth have become sensitive. They have become, I'm not comfortable. So if you send me these type of emails regarding this product, then it is compelling for me. I want to buy new pairs of shoes. I want to go for a walk every morning. Compelling subject, right? And effective content, we've spoken of that. So what is the formula? Is total number of opened emails into 100 upon actually those which were emails which were delivered. So when I make this calculation, I can judge and see whether the emails have been effective. Next is click-through rate. People who just opened the email. Now we study how many actually clicked on the link. Right? Clicking on the link is important. They're getting more and more interested and engaged. So the total clicks in 200 upon total impression. At what time did they open it? I sent it on Monday. Did they open it on Monday or Tuesday or after 48 hours or next week? After how many days did they click? So study can be made. So it is important that we study the time of opening the email and the duration. How much time did the visitor spend on the screen, on buying the product, on browsing through related products? All this study is made with the help. There's a lot of international research which is done. So open rate, click through rate. How many actually clicked on the link? Next is bounce rate. How many were not delivered? Oh, I sent 500. How many reached the people? Some came back. Why did they come back? Let us see. Those which did not reach are known as bounce. They bounced back. They came back. Now there are two types of bouncers. One is hard bouncers, where address permanently fails. And there are soft bouncers. We'll see that a little bit in more detail. Hard bouncers and soft bouncers. Permanently not reachable. Why are they not reachable? People have given wrong emails. So they don't reach them. They're invalid emails, or there's a typing error, human error while typing the email. A mistake was made. When remember an email, your address has to be perfect in terms of punctuation, in terms of alphabet, spacing, etc., etc. Typing error, oh my God, this could be corrected, this could be taken care of, right? Typing error. Or sometimes people give wrong address. They're very careless when they write their email. Some people are not particular, right? So wrong address. Or what do we do then? We remove them. Or sometimes, the domain has expired. So we just remove these subscribers. On the other hand, there are soft bouncers, temporary. Oh, somebody has changed their residence, emails, the internet is not working, or inbox is full, or my email is so large that it cannot fit in. Remember, space is limited. So we don't remove this people, these subscribers. We change ourselves, we improve upon ourselves. So what next is the conversion rate? Those who completed an action, like who actually made the purchase, who filled up the form. These are people who are of great interest to me because they are promising customers not just for the present but also for the future. All that has been possible because my email was effective, the language I use, the keywords I use, the timing was correct, the target audience was well studied. So conversion rate is based on all that. Unsubscribe rate. Very often you have, at the end of a site or something, they tell you, do you want to continue being a subscriber or do you not want to do that? It's based on that. Next is return on investment, which is known as ROI, overall profitability of an email marketing. Which email performed best? Those which were sent with good lines, good pictures, with more discounts, or those which had products which the youngsters wanted? Which emails were performed the best? A study can be made of all this, and these emails could be used as a strategy for the future. Which subject line was relevant? McDonald's said, I'm loving it. Coke said, oh, share it with a Coke. Correct? Amul says we are milk makers of the nation. They have wonderful taglines. So, which subject line or CTA, call to action, which segment responded best? I sent out emails to 500 people, of which 20 were not fitting it exactly in that age group, but I just included them. But yet, which segment responded best, right? Who bought the most products? Most engaging segment. Study the open rate, demography, total number of people, and how many of which it's not birth and death, but how many were actually there. What were their preferences? What type of products did they like? What was their purchase behavior? How much were they ready to spend? How much time did they spend on this site before buying it? Purchase behavior. Did they buy just one product or they bought related products also? Correct? Did they accept the discount or did they not accept the discount? Sometimes you have a little wheel which says, operate the wheel and you'll get some discount. What were the keywords or key ads? Which email was the most successful? Was it social media plus banner ads? Which one was most successful? Internet display, how was it displayed? Now, a lot of research has shown that every rupee which you spend on the email, how much do companies get back? 36 rupees. Did you see the proportion? Remember that Pareto principle which we said 20 and 80. Here it is 1 rupee and 36 rupees. So emails are more targeted, measurable, and which are better than social media. I think we have understood it. Now, that is the end of our study. But I would like to make a key takeaways. What are the most important aspects which we need to retain? Email should be value driven. We should not just write a casual line. We should use their value. What is the interest of the visitor, the customer? What am I offering them? Just telling them about the features or giving him a discount? So all this study can be made and it is very, very relevant. So this is creation of values. right? And lead magnets and best practices. Best practices, we understand that we should give them discount, we should respect them, we should write our emails in a very respectful manner, right? Best practices. Have CTA emails, personalization, and mobile friendly, which we have spoken of. Then automation is helpful if timely and relevant communication is done. Relevant communication means good choice of words at the right time. And this is business communication. So our communication should be such that it brings in more business. So we study what works and optimize your strategy for better results. Remember, email marketing is direct marketing. It should reach out to customers. It should be useful in our business, right? This is what we call as best practices or the strategy which will show better results. Organize effective campaigns, do proper planning, execution, and assessment that we have seen. Make an email list. Now, before that, let us quickly summarize a little bit and then I'll give you some small assignment. So let us now quickly summarize it. Email marketing is direct marketing, which reaches out directly to the customer. It is very useful in business. We have seen that if we send out right emails, right time, business increases by 65%. It helps nurture relationships, build trust, and good relationship. It helps generate sales. We should make use of automation. Analytics, that is study of data with the help of statistics, is important. Build an email list. We must have engaging subscribers. Organize methods like lead magnets, coupons, sign up forms, social media, etc. Campaign design should be compelling subject. Email marketing automation is relevant, and drip campaigns, personalization, analytics. Now, what are the things that we need to remember? We need to remember that email marketing is permission based. It's better, not casually collect lots of emails. Take the permission of the person so the person is more interested and willing. Segmentation is key. If we concentrate on a few people, we do a better job, right? Strong subject lines increases open rates, click-through rates. Email types are promotional, transactional, right? You want to promote your product. So have compelling sentences or simple transactions. Also emails, like for examples, bank may tell you so much money has been credited, so much money has been debited. Transactional emails, newsletters, automated. Automation tools help you save time, improves consistency, welcome series, cards which are abandoned. Personalization patterns are with names, preferences, and interest. Mobile app optimization, key metrics is open rate, conversion rate, bounce rate, CTRs, unsubscribe rate. Ethical practices, respect date, respect a person's privacy. If a person says, I'm not interested, don't send me emails, don't do it, right? So remember, there are some government laws also related to act. There is the GDPR and DPDP Act, which the government have unsubscribe option also. I'm not interested, says the person, so unsubscribe him. Now, AI in email marketing, it helps us save time. It helps us study customer behavior and personalize subjects. Now, with this, we have happily understood, happily studied. Now, a small little assignment. Make an email list of your friends. Could be your class friends, could be your college friends. Just learn to make a list. So we learn to collect emails. Maybe that you can do that for a college event, offer canteen coupon in exchange for email. So we are learning lead magnets. Remember, integrate it with social media. That means connect them with the help of social media. So that is a lead magnet. Then design an email campaign, drip campaign. Ask friends to join a college gym. That within the next 2 days, if you join the gym, maybe you'll get a canteen coupon. So these type of drip campaigns we can enter into and try if we are able to have an email campaign. We can also base on CTA, that is request friends together to organize an outing. You tell them, if you come in on the college grounds, we'll have an outing this Sunday here and there. So call to action. Are you interested? And people will reply yes or no. Are you interested in going to this hill station, or are you interested in watching a cricket match? Could be any outing, could be any event which you can base yourself based on CTA, right? So you can think of various ways by which you can attract these your friends. The study the conversion rate of exercise 4. You've made a collection of 50 friends. How many are really interested? Right? So you study the conversion rates. We have seen the formula for that. And give examples of emails for product promotion like freebies and discounts. You can tell them, for example, freebies in if you are in college, it could be, say, for example, if you take part in with the help of an email, you announce a competition, and those who participate in the competition would get, for example, a ticket to a film. So these are freebies which you can offer, and simple transactional emails. Yes, you have your name has been registered for this competition. Are you genuinely interested? Can you participate in this competition? So these type of simple emails will help us understand how we can practice this on a small scale when we are still in college with our friends. We know how to work on it. So later on, when we enter the bigger market, we become more successful. So with this, we have studied and finished in a very happy manner the topic on email marketing. I have been very happy to connect myself with you and to share the examples, in very simple examples which we come across every day. I thought if I use these examples, it would be very convincing. And to help you understand better, I made these slides. I wrote out the points in a very systematic manner. So it will be easy for you to understand, study, and study will bring about not just understanding and comprehension, but a certain sense of enjoyment also when you attempt these assignments which are here. With this, I thank you. I'm Mangala Herkal from Pune. Bye bye.